This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Racer consultants are standing by. We'll take caller 9844999 Ola, and you'll play profile this in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a man in Australia recently went to the ER because he lost feeling in his legs, and it turned out that he had a serious backup of impacted stools, which were actually close to killing him.
I love how they say impacted stools. Basically, that man ain't pooping a while.
The doctors removed 4.5 pounds of compacted feces, and he made a full recovery.
Again, I have spent 8 years at medical school. All my friends, they had 4 years left. I had to study my ass off. I'm still in debt, and on this day, what I get for all of that is I'll remove a 5-pound turd from a man.
How long had it been since he pooped?
But see, sometimes with impacted waste, and this is what's weird, I guess you'll still poop, right?
All right.
But
it literally
whatever starts compressing, and so when you poop regularly, some of that is shaved off by the compacted waste. This is not an okay. And it gets bigger and bigger, and then it gets to the point where things are out of control.
A man in Pennsylvania tried to steal a pickup truck out of a driveway last week, but there was another car behind it, and he just couldn't pull off a 3-point turn to get around it.
How the hell?
You can be a car thief and can't do a 3-point turn,
right?
Man. Like steal a bike.
He finally gave up, and now the cops are trying to track him down.
Stay in your lane, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, right? You can't steal a car if you can't drive it.
Like, you know why I haven't robbed a casino? Because I have no ability to do it. If I could, I'm telling you, I'd knock them over left and right.
There you go. A 3-point... Man, you can get into a car your first time getting into a car, and you can do a 3-point turn.
That is correct.
That just seems terrible. Like,
especially if you're a car thief.
You turn one way, you start to back up until you can't anymore. Turn the other way, go forward.
Until you can't anymore.
Boom!
And stealing it's one thing. Driving it away is very important.
Yeah. That's when it becomes you stealing it.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just in my car.
A man in Ohio robbed a bank earlier this month, and the teller told him they needed a driver's license to get the machine to spit out more money.
Oh, my God.
So the guy actually handed over his ID.
Nice.
The teller passed that along to the cops, and he was arrested.
I bet he was.
Damn, man. I mean, I admire the teller for having the presence of mind and the calmness to sell that BS to someone. Hey, man, I'll give you more money. We just need your ID to pop the drawer. Okay.
Worth a shot, right?
I want all that money. Take my ID.
I like that he even had his ID on him during the heist. How many times have we had this where the guy's wallet falls out of his pocket or something like that?
Exactly. Do not take anything. I mean, we're not trying to tell you to be a better criminal, but don't be embarrassing. It's just embarrassing for all of us.
Shave your head, moisturize so no skin falls off. I mean, go as clean as you can, man.
If you have a massive face tattoo, have a buddy do it for you.
Put some makeup on.
Dude, I'm with you. Yeah, like, why would you bring your ID to a burglary?
It's just because deep down, I think you want to be caught, or deep down, you're really stupid.
Or maybe you just rob enough that it's just a normal day. So you just like, do I got my phone, keys, wallet?
Right.
All right.
He likes the attention. A 31-year-old woman in Wisconsin was adopted as a kid and tried to track down her biological siblings for years. She knew their names from an obituary she'd seen, but couldn't find them online. Then last June, a couple moved in next door. She saw the woman's name on a package and realized that it was her half-sister.
Tells me that she's a package thief.
Right.
She walk on the
I was going to rob her, but...
Oh, my God. I can't take this. This might be my sister. Well...
Luckily, her life of crime.
When's the last person you knew accidentally on your porch looking at your package?
Damn, Miles, I never actually thought about that.
I hate to be that guy, but goddamn, man.
Really good over
here. Why else is she on the porch?
Oh, I wonder what that is. I'll shake it. What is this, Christmas for me?
A little bit.
Hey, wonder what could be in here.
There's silver in there?
Seems like a lot of extra packaging. This must be from Amazon.
Wow, good work, Miles. I wouldn't even thought of
Thief reunited with long-lost sister.
So many air bubbles in here to make it look bigger.
Oh, goodness. The cheating site AshleyMadison.com released a list of U.S. cities that saw the biggest spike in signups last year.
Cities that people are moving to.
You think?
I would guess that
probably
it's
like Austin, San Francisco, Seattle.
And then with
all the places that are blowing up. Was it Norfolk, Virginia?
And all the places that are tech savvy, because that's part of that. And then you also have to be dumb enough to trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
remember
I'm
that breach?
Wondering how
remember
they
got breached.
Right. They got breached. All the names came out, and then they're like, well, screw it.
Sign up anyway.
We're known for this. Here's the cities where everybody's cheating.
Trust me. Yahoo got hacked, and then they emailed me. I was like, we need your phone number. I'm like, no, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't. For backup.
They're not going to
No, you
ask for
don't.
that information out of the store.
And why do I still have a Yahoo account? That's my next question.
Yeah, that's more.
Right.
All these
That's
questions.
alarming.
You know what it
Maybe
is?
even they
You know what
said
it
that
is?
to you.
It was fantasy sports.
All right.
Yeah, I got
They were the
fantasy
kings.
football thing.
I thought Yahoo was going to say, why do you still have an account
Right,
with us?
and I wondered the same thing. I was like, oh, yeah, fantasy football team.
Yahoo's my primary email.
Is it really?
Yeah.
My mom is AOL. My mom's got an AOL.
It's not as bad.
That is awesome.
AOL's bad.
Yeah.
Chipotle is about to start testing a bunch of new items, including quesadillas,
All right.
nachos. No, they don't.
People love
Huh.
quesadilla.
I guess Chipotle was just burritos.
Yeah, I mean,
Good quesadillas are really good.
it's easy. It's cheese. It's tortilla.
Some kind of meat.
And then if you add something to it, it's better.
Jalapenos.
Most surprisingly, chocolate milkshakes. I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Well,
Let's see. If you don't know Venmo, it's an app that people can use to instantly transfer money to each other. But you can also see when one of your friends sends someone money. And that's making people realize other people were hanging out and they weren't invited.
why would you be able to see when someone else gives someone else money?
Isn't that what you don't want to do?
That's what we call a bug, Miles.
You
Okay.
don't. No. They're just not clicking private. That's on them.
that what it is?
Oh, that is
okay.
on them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been privately sending money to people for services.
Hey,
for a
well,
long
come
time.
on now. Where is this?
Oh, she's giving me a ton.
It's all tax free.
I just would say for the record, no, I don't have one.
Right.
I just get that question, like, I'll Venmo it to you. Like, how about
I
cash?
can't help you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
cash.
I'm buying drugs. Come on.
It says, this is the second one of these stories we've seen in the last 6 months. Someone's pet tortoise went missing in Canada about a year ago, and they just found it 2 blocks from their house.
Are you serious?
Wasn't there the thing earlier
point,
this year?
man.
It was, I don't know, I made it like 6 blocks, but the same thing had been gone forever.
But I mean,
Like your dog runs away, it can be anywhere. Your tortoise, quote unquote, runs away. Like, trust me, man, it is. You just didn't look hard enough. It's like my kids. I can't find it anywhere. It's a tortoise. I promise you, it is close.
But what's it been eating for that last year? Is it just munching on the grass as it walks
Probably,
away?
man.
Probably.
Gardens, whatever. You know,
they,
no
I mean,
hurry.
they don't care. As long as it's a leafy green, as long as it's hanging off a branch.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Like, you just think in a year, somebody would be like, oh, dude, there's a turtle over here.
And that's odd.
Yeah.
Especially when you lose a turtle.
Right, like, if you don't have turtles in your yard, right? Like, even if you lived, like, I grew up in an area that had turtles.
But still,
But I'd still be like, hey, there's a turtle in the yard.
my question is, how long does it take a turtle to escape? How did it escape? It's not like you left the door open long. It's not like your cat shoots out. You know what I mean? Like, it's a turtle.
I got home. He shot out.
You could leave your door open, go get the mail, come back. It's still not out of your house. I don't understand.
Oh, goodness. An officer in Ohio recently got fired for pulling his daughter's boyfriend over because he didn't want them to date anymore.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'd do something like that if I was a cop.
Oh, hell yeah.
I use my power.
What?
Oh, hell yeah. I just scare the living
Just to
hell
scare
out of
him.
Oh, yeah. Just to scare the bejesus out of him. Ha ha.
And I'd lose my job, too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's how I'd lose my job. Blip, blip.
Because basically he got caught on film being like, yeah, I can do what I want.
Right. Don't say these things out loud.
The 2018 contest of the world's ugliest dog has come to a close, and they have their winner.
Who's that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first the game is.
The Men's Room presents Profile
And
This.
Steven Thrill-Hill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Garrison. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola!
Hola! All right, Garrison, you understand how this here game is played?
I am aware. Let's
All right.
do it.
Fantastic. Quick side note, Miles, is that a real picture?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. All right. We go to lovely Las Vegas, Nevada, where security cam footage showed someone throwing a 52-year-old man to the sidewalk and then stabbing him several times. Then, as the attacker walked off, he tossed a beer can to the side. And then, as you would think, that beer can became key in the arrest of a suspect. Now, when investigators recovered the 24-ounce can of Steel Reserve, they found it smeared with blood. That led police to a nearby 7-Eleven, which had surveillance video of a customer known to employees as Mike not his real name, that's what they called him. And he was buying that can of Steel Reserve shortly before the fatal stabbing. Now, that guy ended up getting arrested on suspicion of murder with use of a deadly weapon. He's accused of killing a 52-year-old man after an argument at about midnight. And according to the newspaper there, the police said the guy implied that he may have blacked out because he didn't recognize a photograph of the guy that he killed. Anyway, do you believe that this murderous Steel Reserve drinking stabby man is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
And it was Las Vegas, you said?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, man. None of the stereotypes I know are in play here. What do you guys think?
I'd say, first of all, easy to black out if you're drinking 211.
You know what, man? I was going to say, it's very reasonable that he did, in fact, black out.
I don't know. I mean, at first I'd say either way, this person's kind of broke.
I'm guessing they're broke. Everything about it sounds like he got into an argument with a guy we don't know what about, throws the guy down, stabs him, finishes his beer. So he finished stabbing the guy and then throws his beer to the side.
Yeah, I mean, generally I would think, malt liquor, I would lean black, but it's been a while since I drank malt liquor. I'm sure there's a lot more people drinking it.
Yeah, if you're robbing somebody for money. You're just robbing somebody.
I think I'm
No, he wasn't robbing
No, they just got into an argument.
He didn't take any. We took his life, but he didn't take anything materially from him.
I don't know. Based on I'm going just the ounces of can and a stabbing. I'm going to say Mexi.
Garrison, what are you thinking?
I'm going to rule out Asian. I'm feeling Mexi too on this. I just wish his name was Miguel instead.
Well, keep in mind, Mike's in quotes. That's what they call him, but that's not his real name. He was arrested under a different name, but 7-Eleven employees called him.
And they must have known him, right? Because he goes to this
They recognize
7-Eleven
him,
and
sure.
gets his 211.
Okay. Garrison, we need a final answer. What are you thinking?
Mexi.
Mexican. All right. We're going to find out if he was black, white, Mexican, or Asian next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, head to Vegas today on Profile This, and a 52-year-old man, I guess he's not around anymore. Most of that fight, the attack is with his friend, and he got stabbed. I guess he didn't make it.
Nah, he died.
Okay, so 50-year-old guy passes away, but they bust the guy that he gets in a fight with because he tossed a can of Steel Reserve. They traced the DNA back to him because of that, and he was busted.
That is correct. And Garrison, we asked you, did you believe this guy was black, white, Mexi, or Asian? And hemmed and hawed between black and Mexi, if I remember correct. But in the end, you went Mexi. No! Oh, sorry. Black.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
211.
If it were any place other than Vegas, I feel like people would have guessed black. And I figured I'm going to use this story because it's Vegas, and I feel like people are going to lean Mexi.
Yeah.
And that was my prediction, right? Anywhere else, I'm like, you got to say black. It's Steel Reserve.
Just thinking about drinking that stuff.
Steel Reserve. Yeah, it makes you stabby.
You see a can just laying around on the side of the road. It's normally that one.
Oh, yeah.
Chances are that or an Ice House Tall
There's
Boy.
a good chance that Steel Reserve makes it in fewer recycling bins than any other beer out there.
That's because it's high gravity, boys.
Now, for all the TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
You go out for fast food. You're just expecting to get fast food.
Huh, aren't you? Not like a 20-minute wait in the parking lot or something. Just, hey, why don't we stop here, because it won't take long. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's how, basically, if you're going to fast food, you're not expecting violence.
No, not that either.
Right? Now, if you go into a 24-hour place at 2
a.m.?
After midnight, right, 2 a.m., you never know.
Go to the Waffle House after midnight or Chuck E. Cheese during open hours, and
There's going to be one or two things happening. There's going to be like a table with a couple of police officers, so you don't have to worry. But eventually they'll stop by. Either because they want to or because they have to.
Yeah. So we're going to go down to Charlotte. There was a guy at Wendy's, and the employee got so upset that he pulled out a shotgun on him.
Whoa!
You're normally looking just to get your food. You're not looking to get shot at by somebody, especially an employee.
At a Wendy's. It's just really crazy. The whole idea of people using guns to solve problems these days is just ridiculous.
I haven't been to that Wendy's yet. Kind of scared to go there now.
All right, look, nobody got hurt, okay? I want to put that out there. Nobody got hurt in this incident. You can go check out the full interview at the Men's Room Facebook page. Just go watch the video because the entire interview is it's insanity.
Right.
Like at one point they're like, yeah, so the employee got arrested. Like, yeah, he went out to his car and got a shotgun and shot it at a customer. Like, I hope he got arrested.
Did they say what just put him over the edge? I mean, I'm sure the customer was being difficult, but at the point that I decide I need to shoot someone, and my estimation is that my life is directly threatened, right? And I'm assuming that's not it.
That was not the... No.
Right.
It seemed like it was just a normal bad interaction.
I told you the frosting machine's down. You keep asking me, and that's worth killing you for.
Yeah, and Wendy's, in their defense, I know I've lived in neighborhoods where there's certain Wendy's that stay open pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
So you run the same risk, I guess, with dealing with customers.
Yeah, the thing is, I really feel like, look, if you work fast food, nobody wants to work the late shift because everyone you deal with sucks, right? Just as a guarantee. So, if you have to work that shift, you should pay them like double time.
Yeah.
Because they are not getting paid enough to deal with the garbage that comes to them every night.
And not only that, but, wow, that's really weird, isn't it?
What is up with your microphone?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Is it not working?
It's done that twice today. I don't know.
I think it's a sign you should just shut the hell up.
Maybe I should. I'm going to have to.
I've been saying it for years.
And it's gone.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Ted.
Well, if you've ever worked a late shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to work a night shift at a certain place, being a janitor, or if you worked in a restaurant or a bar.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be some of the only sober people. Talk, Miles. See if it works.
Hello?
Damn it.
Oh.
Hello?
It's got to be your cord if you keep moving it.
Hello? I don't know. Weird.
So if you're one of those people that works a late night shift, right? You get off the bar, like, you'll be one of the more sober people in the line.
Without question.
Say, like a Taco Bell at that time of night. So my buddy, you guys know DB. So he taught me this theory a while ago. I used to use it too. It's just like, doesn't matter. Like, you're probably sober, but just roll down your windows and just listen to the other orders. Because some of them are going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You got the little drunk, little stoned. It's fast food. It's like you're in it to win it at that point.
Yeah. The amount of food people are going to be putting down is going to be pretty impressive.
It is one of the best. It's one of the best feelings, man. If you have enough presence of mind to go get fast food, you make it home. You know you're drunk. You know you need to eat, man. You take that first bite of your nuggets, your burger, whatever it is. It is one of the greatest single bites of food, I think, ever.
I think even more so than that, if you have any conscious about whatever you're trying to eat or whatever, at that time when you're going and it's a late night run, like, you just don't care.
You can't.
All the things that you wanted to try, it's like game on.
Listen, I want you to remember something. All those places that want you to eat healthy don't care enough about you to feed you late.
Yeah.
Right? You're not driving through like salad bar and they pick it up. They don't care. They say they care. They will charge you for it, but they don't care enough for your late night cravings.
I had a buddy once catch me inside of his fridge just eating hunks of chicken off a rotisserie.
Why not?
Yeah, it was late at night.
No, I get it, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about Las Vegas earlier. One of the reality shows that comes from us from Las Vegas is Pawn Stars.
Oh, yeah.
So the old man, it's basically what they always called him.
Yeah, that's like his name on the show, right?
Right, Richard Harrison. He passed away. Now, he was the old man. He was 77. I guess he also had Parkinson's disease.
Okay.
He, if you ever watch the show, and Pawn Stars, it's funny now that show's syndicated, it's on a lot of channels, but I want to say that was on Discovery when it started. But that, I won't lie. I mean, I remember wasting whole Sunday afternoons just watching Pawn Stars.
Do you know I've seen maybe 10 minutes total of it. Just not my kind of, it wasn't bad. I don't find it interesting, but maybe seen 10 minutes, yeah.
Pawn Stars is one that I liked, but it was pretty simple. Basically, the show starts. They're going to come in. Somebody's going to bring them something. Like, say Robin brings me something.
Okay, how's it work? Like, okay, she brings, I don't know.
Let's say she brings in a comic book. All right? So they'll hem and haw a little bit and go, looks pretty authentic. Hey, Robin, do you mind if I call an expert friend of mine?
And so they bring the expert in.
Right, and then it's like, this is Miles Montgomery. He works down the street at the toy store. And they're like, hey, I'm Miles. I'm here to check it out. And then generally, it's either you'd be like, this is the real deal. It's worth a ton. Or they'd be like, this ain't worth crap. Then either way,
so they don't necessarily buy it. And then, but okay, so when they do buy it, do they buy it anywhere close to the actual value? Or do they do what pawn stores do and give you
no, it's pawned.
Right.
So, I mean, they're not giving you what it's worth.
They're cutting you a half deal.
Yeah. And then the end of an episode was something crazy in the shop happened. But, right? It's like I like Deadliest Catch. But at the end of the day, just watching guys kind of get salty with each other and seeing if the basket's going to come over the rail and have crab in it.
Basically, which is crabbing.
Yeah. But the character he played, like the old man and stuff, was always pretty funny. He was a veteran, and he really liked strong coffee. I just remember they had this one episode where they like made the coffee as strong as they could. And they're like, this is going to whoop his butt. Like, he's got no idea what's coming. And then he took a sip and he's like, you can make coffee now.
Oh, jeez. Like,
you know Jesus. Like, I know they called him the old man, and he started the shop, by the way, back in 1988.
Okay.
So, and then his son, obviously, was kind of the more famous guys, and Chumley that worked at the shop. But yeah, he was like legit, like an old man. So it was always fun to see him there. So, Hoda and Kathy Lee. Now, they host that, like, last hour of the Today Show. Mm-hmm. They're always together. They're having fun. John Oliver does some funny things. And basically, here's just a montage of all the time Hoda and Kathy Lee have synced up together words.
Timing is everything. By the way, it's National Cookie Day. We're talking about Tyra Banks, Tyler Posey, Rachel Fong, Simone Biles, Simon Pegg, Gal Gadot, Gino Vento, Gisando, Joe Manganiello, Ginger Edman, Jordan and Kyle take the aisle. Come on down.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm. Barnes and Noble, Ready Player One, blockers get out. Guys tell all, girl, wash your face. Fur face. Song. And the other one on the other hand. And it fits. Miracle. 80 pounds. Chilling with my snowmies. One pot pork with pickled peppers. Barbara, the music, the memories, the magic. Hungry. Hangry. How do we do it day after day?
Wow.
With a teleprompter.
You know what they're like? They're like those two creepy-ass twins from The Shining, except you take those creepy-ass twins and put them in Hollywood.
There's a lot of times they get drunk and apparently don't realize who's supposed to read what on that teleprompter, just read it together, and that's
oh, really?
just okay.
Is that their kind of...
That's basically what happens.
Like, hell, I'll just join you.
I will say, in their defense, they appear to having legit fun on their show.
Sure, man. No, I give them that. I can't watch it, but if they're happy, good for them, man.
Which also sounds like a gift and a curse.
What's that?
Well, if somebody was like, hey, man, part of your job will be like drinking every day at 10 a.m., I'd be like, dope.
Until you have to.
But then after a while, I'd probably be like, man, I want to do something at 1, though.
I mean, clearly they don't. They're like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Let's go and take a nap.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Give me some of that rosé, brother. That body ain't empty.
Sometimes people from, any screen we could talk about. So for the big screen, you would know Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. If you're into rock and roll music, you would know him from that new band, the Hollywood
You still
Vampires.
know him from movies.
Right. You still know him.
Sorry, man.
Right.
You know that he's in a band, but you know him. Right.
So if you haven't seen a picture of Johnny Depp lately, the only way to describe it is gaunt. So it's like when you're beyond kind of skinny, it's almost like, is that how...
Remember Macaulay Culkin, like first time we saw him after a while? Like
right,
Johnny Depp's going down that road, yeah.
Yeah. So Johnny Depp, everybody was like, hey, Johnny Depp looks really sick. We're worried he might die. They stopped doing personal appearances because the band's still touring, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't do personal appearances. Then for some reason, he agreed to let Rolling Stone come up and do like an interview with them. And it appears the guy is just, maybe has never all been there, but he is losing it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he blew through, I want to say like $650 million.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But, and he's like bragging about it. He's like, oh, I spent way more than $30,000 a month on red wine. And even in the interview, they basically, it just sounds like he goes on like 3-day benders and then wakes up at dusk and goes to bed at dawn.
Sure. I mean, that was his lifestyle, man. But this is a guy who bought islands and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, right. And he spent a lot of it on that. I mean, because he's suing some other people that said they mishandled his money. But they're just like, dude, like, the guy just spends crazy.
Well, the thing is they say stuff to him like, it's alleged that Johnny Depp spends $30,000 a month on wine. And he'll go, no, it's 70.
Right, and you go like, they misspent
Or they
money.
talked about Hunter S. Thompson getting shot at it, getting his ashes
shot into space or whatever.
Shot out of a cannon and sent to space. And there's $3 million. He was like, nah, it was 5.
Right, so every time he gets a number,
whose fault is it?
Right.
Here's the issue. That was so much money. I do believe some people could have embezzled some of his money.
I have no doubt that some people did.
But I honestly think the bigger issue is he just never saw it ending, so he kept spending it.
Yeah, I think he wasted the money. I'm sure some people took some money. My daughter grabs money out of my little bus fare and drops it in her piggy bank, but I'm not broke. If I'm broke, it's because I misspent it. But I'll blame it on her anyway.
Yeah, and honestly, it just sounds like at this point, like it doesn't... He's always so cool and everything, and people like him. But it just sounds kind of sad now. It's like what was it? Like he just sits around drinking goblets of red wine and this and that.
Talking to Joe Perry about life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's the other weird thing. Remember, they're in the Hollywood Vampires.
Hollywood, someone just actually.
So the whole idea of the band is kind of like a shout out to people that had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, now you have a guy in the current band who's not looking so hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's living it the most.
And he's in a band with Alice Cooper and Joe Perry, and still
Who
not
have
looking
kicked their
so
habits,
hot.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And those guys are stone sober. There's some irony in all the photos where he looks ill. He's wearing a hat that says Fugly on it. Robin pointed that out. It was a great point, Robin. One of Jimmy Fallon's best thing is his thank you notes, and here's some of the latest ones.
Thank you. Life cards. It's nice to know my life is in the hands of a 16-year-old C-plus student named Kevin. Are you drowning? Are you just swimming weird? Thank you. Sunscreen for only having 2 SPF levels, useless and impenetrable fortress. Stay away. Thank you, Weed Whacker, for making it sound like I just put a mafia hit out on my lawn. It's like, let me take care of the weeds. Want me to take care of those weeds? Thank you, soccer refs, giving a yellow card for looking like you just won a game of Uno. Thank you, air conditioners, for being the only appliance that drools. There you go, everybody. Those are my thank you notes.
I will say, it is funny when you watch soccer and the ref. I love that he has to call that guy over.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't just give him a yellow or a red card.
No,
you got to call him over and
tell him
let
why.
him know. Like, yeah, it was your fault.
I told you 2 or 3 times. This is what you did. Here's why.
Yeah, and I guess it's a little different because in most sports, right, like the umpire is right there or the referee, you know. But, I guess NFL football, the referee, he
explains.
He tells you exactly who it is, but it's not like he calls
Number 27 on the defense.
But it'd be nice if, I don't know, kind of like soccer, he called him over and you just stand right in front of him like, number 27.
Well, the difference is it's just stoppage of play. Like anywhere else in NFL, the ref will come up and go, hey, the reason you got called for that is because you drug the guy down when you know, or whatever the deal is. They'll explain the reason for the call. Where in soccer, it's like,
if you ask,
you're moving on. You know what I mean?
But at least in soccer, they're not going to change their opinion, but they give you 10 good seconds to vent. It's a BS call, blah, blah, blah. You did that in the NFL, right? You're ejected. But at least in soccer, like, I'm not going to change what I call, but I'll let you vent and then go back to play.
Yeah, the biggest issue to me is just it's all Europeans. It's too much touching. Like they're always touching people's faces. Like, I'm like, don't touch me.
If you're already hostile, you know, and that's the thing, like, they're not touching your face because they love you, you're a teammate. Like, the hostility's there and this guy touches your face.
For a kiss, the whole deal.
Yeah, I don't know how you wouldn't hit him. And just because I would assume that's what he's about to do.
Yeah.
You're screaming at me and I see your hand coming toward my face. Like, yeah, I'm probably going to try to punch you.
I was not aware of this, but I guess back in the day, Mr. T had a cereal.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess he wants it to come back. He tweeted out, would it be cool if Mr. T cereal made a comeback?
No.
And that would be cool. What do you think?
It'd be like John McEnroe being on the Wheaties box.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I love Mr. T, but I also understand. I don't know that my kids, man, who's this crazy looking mother effer?
It doesn't, the people that you're trying to attract, unless you're trying to attract an adult audience for a sugary form of.
No, he'd have to make it healthy.
10-year-old breakfast.
Mr. T shredded wheat, you will poop. Gonna make you poop, fool. Right. I'm getting up there in age too.
I'm trying to think, right? Like, it's got dates, dried cherries.
And gold flakes. You poop like you're drinking Goldschlager.
I don't know that he has the best backup on this. One of the other stars to kind of second it and thought it would be cool was Pee Wee Herman.
Okay. I mean, like,
he might have had a cereal too.
Maybe they should get together.
PTs. That ain't milk.
PWTs.
Yeah, that just seems like an odd combination. And I'm with you. Like, Mr. T is still Mr. T.
Yeah.
But, like, he hasn't been in anything.
No. He's just Mr. T now.
Right.
You got to ride the wave.
Right. And he could get away with that. But like, children generally eat it. And most of Mr. T's fans, you know.
They're my age, brother.
Right. I'd say outside of throw still. Because, like, there are probably people like us who go to the doctor, like, you can't eat that.
No. Right.
You couldn't eat I want Mr. T's cereal. Right. Imagine having that argument with your doctor at, like, 40 years old.
Come on, man. He put the cereal out.
I ate the Harlem Globetrotter cereal since I've been 12.
Yeah. Every morning. I eat Mr. T's cereal. I mean,
that's why you're going to die.
How do you think I got all these gold chains and big and strong? Mr. T's cereal. There is kind of some irony, too, that he is such a... He's got to be a fitness freak. I mean, the guy's been huge for years. And not in a bad way.
Yeah, cereal.
Yeah, but Mr. T cereal. Be on the lookout for
Only
that.
the originals can hang on. Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger, the legacy
I'm
guys.
Captain Crunch.
You know, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
I'm clearly an alcoholic selling cereal to your children. That's why I made it out of fiberglass. It tastes good, but it'll rip your gums out. Captain Crunch.
I'm the captain, so I made a cereal.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. Very good. All right, we got Mike coming up with your headlines here in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go as we head to Georgia, where a Wendy's serves up Frosties, chili, and meth. Meanwhile, a hammered woman sends a car airborne into a gas station and miraculously somehow cheats death. We're to San Francisco, where a woman calls cops on entrepreneurial 8-year-old girl. Baseball player in slump mid-game gives shaving his mustache a whirl. And a Florida man tells officers it was actually his dog driving drunk. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story, it is official. The votes have been cast, and a decision has been made for the running for World's Ugliest Dog of 2018. Do we have a drum roll? The winner is... Wait for it. Zsa Zsa, the English Bulldog.
I've seen it.
Zsa Zsa's defining features that earned her the title were her slobber, personality, and, of course, her abnormally large tongue.
Isn't that basically the same formula that wins every year for this?
Pretty much.
And then Ted brought up a good point earlier and said, look, man, you know, they do this ugly dog contest, and it's cute and it's fun, and inevitably every ugly dog looks the same. It's a tongue thing and all that. And then he said, if we did this with humans, they'd be pissed. There's something wrong with these dogs, right? They're not just ugly.
Well,
keep that in mind. There's something wrong with the dog. It's not just ugly. It's Ted's like, right. So if we had some content, there's something physically wrong with you and called the ugliest person in the world.
We do. It's called the circus. But there actually is something to that. There's a lot of backlash online.
Yeah,
That's right. People are actually they're really mad about this. No, this dog's beautiful and da-da-da. It's like, guys,
I mean, look, I don't care. It's just the point. Like, yeah, it's an interesting point.
It was actually put on by an adoption agency for dogs that do not get adopted because they look like Zsa Zsa. Because they're all weird looking. She's got two eyes that are faded, a tongue that goes all the way down to the ground. And people will actually, they'll adopt these dogs because they understand that, it's about the dog. It's not about what it looks like.
Well, yeah, people say that, hey, man, that dog's beautiful. Look, I hear what you're saying, but you're lying.
Right.
That dog's uglier than goddamn sin, and we all know it, man.
Doesn't mean the dog's not absolutely sweet as all get out.
Yeah, but it's ugly.
Right.
I bet a lot of ugly people that are nice.
Dog.
And that makes more sense. I've always seen that one dog win it, and then I saw this dog with the same tongue thing. I was like, wait a minute.
So this thing that's wrong with you.
Right. Yeah. Basically a lazy tongue. That's what you need. In other news, we go to Georgia, where a fast food restaurant was used as a hub to sell methamphetamine.
Isn't that what fast food's for?
Wendy's had a tough weekend, man.
They did.
They really did. Between the,
guy with the shotgun.
the shooting manager and these four employees they had.
Officials executed a search warrant after people speculated that drugs had been sold in the restaurant for weeks. The bust led to the arrest of 4 of the employees, including the manager, a cook, and 2 other employees.
Wait a minute. All the people that work here are skinny. Something's amiss.
I mean, look, maybe it's where I'm from, but I would assume that every fast food place in certain areas is also a front for drugs.
Thing is I read the headline because I didn't. I'm from, Enumclaw, so this doesn't happen to me. So I read the headline that says Wendy's workers sold meth from eatery. I'm thinking, who sells meth at a Wendy's? And then I saw all the pictures, and it completely made sense. I would accuse each and every one of them without knowing the backstory of selling meth.
That guy.
Good God.
Fast food is like... I feel like that's been a cover for a lot of drug operations.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to the window, you hand me something in a bag, right? I mean, it's easy. Come on.
Los Pollos Hermanos. In Florida, a man was pulled over for driving erratically.
See, I was thinking about a different show.
In Florida, a man was pulled over for driving erratically on the interstate. Police approached the car and smelled the obvious, distinct odor of booze. And he even saw an open bottle of rum in the passenger seat. Sam and Jerry spiced rum, actually. Sluggish and slurring his words, the driver was going through the field test when he tried to use a scapegoat to get out of a DUI, saying his dog was the actual driver of the car.
Did they prove that the dog was not?
They did, because being that he was the only living thing in the car, the man was arrested on DUI charges.
Damn it, if the dog were in there, they would... There's no definitive evidence.
Ran away.
I kind of respect that. You know what? Blame it on the dog.
Blame it on the dog.
I would have just said the dog was doing the drinking.
Which would work if there was a dog in the car, though, Ted.
The cop believed that it would drive. Right. There's a lot that needs to happen for a cop to believe that it was, in fact, your drunk dog driving the car.
But
like,
first
for
and
example,
foremost,
the officer needs to be very stupid. But more than that, your dog should be prepped.
But
Those two things are there.
He was
maybe.
drunk, he was driving, he ran.
it at least could make some kind of. Never mind. That's it for your headlines. My cock is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the Drunken Charge Riot Castle into Sit and Spin, the return of the word, and we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.